Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. I'm Thomas, your DM for this venture, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
I'm just going to pipe in here real quick and shout out another podcast we just started on our YouTube channel, I Cast Fireball. It's a Cosmere RPG actual play that we've got going on. If you like Cosmere, if you like visual podcasts, go give it a listen, go give it a check it out. But let's jump into this week's recaps.
We ain't walking on stones, we're on the sea.
Cosmere is Brandon Sanderson, for those of you who don't know.
Thank you.
Oh, that's what it is. That's why I don't know what we're talking about.
Let's jump into the recap of where our adventurers are at. The crew has left the port of Olo, having made some sacrifice for some of their crew members to get out safely, but having a couple days' journey to the Brian Banshee, finding that there are some tasks that need to be attended to. Max, in particular, giving orders out. Some of the first orders he's given out as the new captain, while Ataraxia is stuck in the first world, aka the Fey realm. Chozo and Buster are going to go speak with Spellpanning Pete to see why the heck is he on this ship if he's just supposed to be a sponsor. But the more pressing issue that was resolved last episode with the situation with Meredith and Heart in Hand Ignis, upon the orders of Max and with the assistance of both of them working together, was able to crush and defeat and remove the curse of Meredith from upon the ship, and the stain of her is now vanished from the Satyr's song. We jump to now, on this week's episode, Buster and Chozo going to Spellpanning Pete.
Hey, so, what? So you have a history with Pete?
I have spoken with him on occasion, yes. Not too deeply. I feel like everybody has the impression that everybody knows Spellpanning Pete better than they actually do. But I have met him more times than most, probably.
So you spent time in Olo?
Yes, as I travel throughout the various planes, searching for new vestiges to gain the powers of, I have certain areas within the material planes that I use as sort of a home base, as it were, and Olo is convenient because it is a place where, well, it used to be a place where you could be weird and not be judged too harshly for it. Unfortunately, Avamar Sornash has changed that somewhat, but Olo is behind us, so we need not worry about it.
Have you heard of, what do you know about the Arcane Ego?
The Arcane Ego. I cannot say I am familiar with this.
All right. It's kind of my claim to fame in Olo, but I'm kind of quiet about it with the crew. It was like years ago.
Well, you need not be quiet with it around me. I would be very interested to hear.
You know Fitch, the medic that we kind of brought aboard from Olo, he and I were mates. We were kind of stranded on Olo together, the two of us, and I figured out that he had booked passage to kind of be a kind of a working hand aboard a ship that was getting ready to leave, and I may have thrown a rager on the... Initially it was to celebrate him getting out, but I really was just kind of tricking him to get drunk, and then he didn't show up for leaving, and I put on a big show. It gained quite an acclaim, but I did leave in his stead aboard the ship that he had gotten that seat on, and left him at Olo. So
I was about to say I wish I had been in Olo for this occasion. Now I am not entirely so sure. Despite the skullduggery, I am sure it was still a remarkable rager.
It was a great party. I put on a show. I don't usually like being the center of attention, but it was my ticket out, so I used it. Same ship that got picked up by Harrogate, though, so... that's karma, I guess.
The fate give and they take away.
Yeah, fate. Yeah, screw fate. I say, Chozo. Anyway, okay. So you know, Pete. Let's. How do you dimension door? I avoid dimensional spells in general.
Speaking of which, this whole conversation's been happening. So Max gave you the order to go talk to Spellpanning Pete, and this whole conversation has taken place basically right in front of his dimension
Buster
door.
has not gotten
Max gave you the orders 10 feet from where the door actually is. So both of you are just like, Chozo, you're like, all right, let's go. And Buster's kind of like, we
Let's have a talk. Let me tell you about myself.
We
Let
don't
me
have
just,
to rush. And,
Yes.
but yes.
Screw fate indeed. This is why we steal fate, you and I, no?
Right. Trick it. I like to think I'm tricking it all the time. Get it? I can see what's going to happen, so I don't let it happen the way that fate wants. I do it the way I want.
And Chozo, in your mind, you hear, I think I might like this one. Oh, if he were to seek me out.
Josh forgot that he's a trick god guy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put my foot in it there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You and I, we have much in common, I would say.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Buster kind of looks him up and down and says, sure.
And real quick, before I forget about it, I haven't had to do this yet because this is the first time I am binding to this vestige, but I am going to, real quick, roll a d20 and record the number I rolled for my stolen luck roll.
Ooh.
It is a 7. This behaves kind of similarly to the divination ability, where whenever I see somebody, it is once per turn, when I see an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw made within my vision, I can replace that roll with the roll that I just made, and then that number that I stole becomes my new number that I can keep trading out. And I can do that 3 times, one for each of the cards that I have in front of my head, per long rest.
Nice. So, like, if you see an enemy roll natural 20, you can go, nope, here's my 7, and then you have a natural 20. Then your ally rolls a 3. You go, here, take my natural 20, and then you get a 3 back, and so on and so forth, up to 3 times then.
Correct.
Nice.
I've got to call it out before the roll.
So yeah, Buster and I,
That's nice.
more alike in this moment than we were before.
Buster does go to the door, and he's getting ready to open, and he stops and goes, you want to do the honors there, Chozo?
Ah, certainly.
I love just this continually stalling motion of going a little closer to the door. Actually, you and I think and then going a little bit closer. But we can only hold it off for so long.
Your noses are touching the wall pretty much at this moment, Buster, as your nerves take over before asking, essentially deferring to Chozo to take the lead at this point.
Yes, I turn back and my beak scrapes against this 5-foot wide, 10-foot tall, shimmering portal. And I reach out and give it a nice little knock. I knock the rhythm of the Wii Shop theme. The dun 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 dun. And yeah, let's see what happens.
After a few seconds, you hear a door. This is a huge space. This is ginormous. But man, is it so disorganized. Imagine the length and size of the Department of Mysteries from Harry Potter, with all of the globes of prophecies and stuff. But instead of prophecies, there are unfinished projects here and then here and here and scrap, and some are finished and here and papers, and some are spilling down. And there's levels of that for a library organization standpoint, but then there's also a random workbench in the middle of the aisle that you have to kind of walk around, and you kind of scoot. And in the distance, you hear just clicking and whirring, and you're just walking into this cacophony of workshop noises and trying to there's no real direction, and there's no exit here or where Spellpanning Pete is.
Locate
and
person. locate person if I need to.
Yeah, as you cast Locate Person, you sense almost immediately Spellpan Pete is near, but he's up and to the left. And as you look up, there is a workbench that is in one of the shelves, like 10 shelves up, and like a massive ladder has like gone that is right there for him, and you just hear him like mumbling to himself and be like, hey, if I move this in here and mix a little bit of this, and he's like, you kind of see him like lick his thumb and like massage something as it just and it starts to like make some noise, and he goes, yeah, that's got a nice ring to it. Okay. And
Pete, you old son of a ballista.
he goes, is that the bird that I think that bird is who is talking to me? As he turns around and looks down, and he goes, Chozo, you son of a crossbow, give it. Ow. And he just sort of like, he jumps off, just completely jumps off. And as he starts to fall rapidly towards you, at the last second, this little backpack sort of like explodes on his back, and a bed sheet pops out at the last minute and just catches him and slows him drastically to where the last 10 feet are excruciatingly slow, as he's just like hands on his hips, looking at you, shaking his head back and forth with a smile on his face. Chozo, you scoundrel, are you back here? How are you back in the material plane here? How are you? As he just like offers his hand as he's like falling, because he's much smaller than you. So the moment he's eye level to you, he like offers his hand to like shake with you, and as he continues to fall to the ground.
Oh, you know I have my ways.
I think, Buster, like what you see as like this whole spectacle is going on, if you watch Chozo, like Spellpan Pete leaps down, and as soon as the apparatus on his back explodes, you could see that like Chozo's been a little bit shifty ever since you walked in, like looking at every single item, wondering if it's going to explode.
Yeah.
And then as soon as something does explode, you see like from the talons up to the tip of the head, the feathers just like bristle out in a wave going up, kind of like in Totoro, where he like
it's
roars.
the most Ghibli thing
yeah.
you just described. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I reach out and I'm just like, oh, Pete, you are a phenomenal artificer, you are. And just like seeing the sort of external display versus the incredible nervousness that you can tell is going on inside. But yeah, I take his hand and kind of like guide him over to a nearby workbench so he can land on top of it.
Well, I was not expecting to find you in the middle of the sea.
Yeah, I was invited. Of all things, I was invited on the ship.
My. We are more alike than I expected in this regard. I suddenly found myself in the graces of this fine crew as well.
Yes, and we definitely invited both of you equally and as obviously as each other.
Oh, and this little rascal, this youngling, as he points over to Buster, goes, he wants me to make the just darnest contraptions for him. A bit unique to him, but it's been, I must say, I just cannot believe I'm talking to you face to face after you left my shop so quickly last time. What's it been? What, 30 years? Something to that effect?
What?
Well, you see, time moves a little bit differently in the Fey realm than it does here.
Oh.
From my perspective, it's been 1 week. And
Oh. You are tricksy, Chozo, chasing after... Well, I'm sorry, I'm just reminiscing here. What can I do you boys for?
Buster finds a chair to sit down in. The thought of, it taking 30 years on this side for them to find Ataraxia and it only being a week for him is terrifying. So he sits down and is just he's not going to care if he's sitting on something magical. He just is this idea is infested his brain. He goes, he sits down. We need some stuff from you. Spell Pete, I don't mean to make unruly requests of your skills, but you are currently aboard our ship, and It seems
Invited.
Yes, and I believe part of that invitation was to support us with some equipment upgrades. Or
Absolutely. I'll be your sponsor, get you some items that we needed, and I've got a lot of doohickeys I could give you to use and to spout my name and my craft across the Shackles. There was some other stuff in particular you was looking for, though, yes?
one thing we acquired this on Olo. He pulls out the magical crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
It seems unfinished to some degree, and I think we could probably finish this and also maybe make it something that would be more to the use of our interim captain, Max.
Who?
Oh yes. Gosh,
Big
Captain
dragon,
Max.
he's hard to miss.
Yeah, he's the captain now. Ataraxia is in the Fey realm, and we are going to go try to find him. But you don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
You just
Yeah, all right.
anyway, you know the Dragonborn. I guess you maybe have only met him when. I don't know if you've met him. He's a big guy. Anyway, he has a ballista crossbow. It's huge and epic. And if you could maybe, I don't know, make it so that this hand crossbow has a little more heft to it and can maybe do a little bit more than just magic missile attacks, that would be awesome. I bet he would love that.
All right. Well, I mean, modifying this to become a heavy weapon, such as a crossbow like that, might be a little tricky. Take some time and some resources, of course. But I mean, I can modify this to start throwing some elemental and necrotic damage. No problem. If we got some gold I can consume, and if we've got some loot and things of that nature. I mean, so do you want to change its inherent property to become a heavy weapon?
I want to enhance its inherent property.
Okay, so use what's already there and finish to sort of like what the intention is, maybe slightly guide it to something a little better, but not completely change it from the ground up, so to speak.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I could absolutely do that. I mean, elemental, necrotic, divine, and I mean, we can get some dirt in here, and we can do some like ground damage, and I mean, gravity damage would be sweet, but that probably would be a little bit take me a long time to try to like finagle and figure out gravities.
You've got, how many days do I know until we reach like a location that, at least in the general vicinity of, like, do I think like we've got like a day or two before we get to like something?
I mean, you got 3 days to the Brain Banshee. I
Yeah.
mean, we could say that this happened
Okay.
really early
Yeah,
on.
you just got a day. If you can get us something in a day, that would be great.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, I could do that. I'm gonna need some consumables, of course. But you know, just some basic supplies here, and to get this working. And
I'll
what
have
sort of
Spoon Sludge take whatever. He'll bring you whatever you need.
Now that's a great name.
Isn't it, Spellpan?
So if I were thinking of like were you wanting some elemental damage thrown onto this thing here, or do you just want to make the arcane damage just that much more powerful?
Real quick, to jump out a little bit, a bit of table
we can
talk.
talk about it outside.
Jacob, what do you want your magical crossbow to do?
I want it to kill big things.
I just figured you didn't want a little magic missile hand crossbow. I figured you would like a.
I mean,
like a
the
hefty,
primary thing,
mean-
if Max was to inherit it, it's basically to do magic damage, because right now he has a very great crossbow, but when we start facing things that need magical damage, he does not have that capacity, at least with his weapon.
You know how Chozo has all these crazy things he could do? Like he could kind of switch a flip and have like a bunch of different funky things happen. I'm gonna say it's given Buster the idea, like, could we create a heavy duty crossbow like that has kind of a different features. Like he could kind of like, shift it into doing a different type of attack. Maybe give him some options.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've done stuff like that before, no problem.
A versatile heavy weapon.
No, I absolutely think that's possible for Spellpan P to create. Sounds like we just want to modify Jacob's crossbow, though, right?
I mean, I think Max needs something like he needs an upgrade. Here's the deal, Buster.
If he has bolts for his original, but then his magic crossbow, right?
Maybe we can incorporate the bolts into whatever this.
I mean, I could go full Punisher, and I like have my big shotgun, but then I whip it around and pull out the automatic. I could go Punisher with it.
That's cool too.
Okay,
I'll
give some possibilities here. Yeah, we can modify this light crossbow to be more powerfully magical, right? Like a +2, and like to have maybe do like some increased arcane damage, or we could take the heavy crossbow and basically use this light crossbow as a guide to then start doing magical damage, or we can cannibalize this light crossbow and incorporate the raw arcane magic into the heavy crossbow and use it as a consumable to enhance the heavy crossbow in a big way.
My intention was to create something to give to Max without telling him he was doing it. So I don't know if Buster could pinch his crossbow or ask him if he can borrow it. I guess that would be a whole nother thing. But maybe he'll just have Spoon Sledge get it from him. I know, Chozo. Did you mention some ship stuff, some ship upgrades?
While you've been talking to Spellpan Pete, you've kind of watched me. Like, I pull out one chair and go to sit down, and then notice that something is in the chair, and I reach out like I'm going to move it, but then I notice that it's ticking, and I pull my hand back and push the chair back in, and I go to lean up against one of the shelves and realize that there is something hanging off of it, and I'm just kind of standing there fidgeting, looking in every direction, just waiting for something to blast me into smithereens. And then when you call my name, yes, certainly. If you could fireproof the ships, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, no, I could do that. We can put, some fire resistance, and I can make a sludge. And I'll call it a sludge, because that name's just really sticking with me right now.
You and Spoon Sludge are really on the same wavelength today, it seems.
You know what?
I mean, it's all
calling
about
it
branding.
As a member of the Captain's Council, I'm just going to say Spoon Sludge will be your go-to assistant as needed.
Ooh, very good.
We
Very
got to
nice.
get him out of the kitchen. He's not helping in the kitchen, so.
Very good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I have one other thing.
Oh, sure.
And he's gonna he has the chest of emotional baggage, by the way. That's he's pulling stuff out of it. He just keeps it with him like a backpack. And he opens it up and he says, okay, this, and he's being super ginger with this, by the way. He pulls out the trident.
Yes.
He goes, very powerful magical item.
I can feel it.
What
Yes.
are you familiar with bound weapons?
Oh, they haven't reached their full potential?
No, they
attuned?
You have to partner yourself with a magical item, but a weapon that is uniquely on whatever plane you're on, bound to you, where you can essentially throw it and summon it back to yourself.
Oh, I see. So it becomes a part of your soul, your essence.
A returning weapon, I guess. Yeah, like something you can call back to yourself.
Yes, okay. Yeah, we could, yep.
Is there a way we could maybe imbue some of that in this? It's got a lot going on with it already.
Please, I could do that for sure.
And you speak of weapons that have not reached their full potential. Do you sense that within this weapon, perchance?
Oh, yeah. No, this one is, this one's basically just trying to wake up, so to speak.
I look over at Buster with wide eyes.
How do we wake this trident?
The sun is a-comin'.
I don't understand what that means, but...
No, do I.
Sorry, I grew up on a farm. We need to wake it up.
Trying to wake up an item like this, a weapon, usually just prolonged attunement and frequent use is
Good.
the traditional way that I'll call them ancients used to do it, with the inherent magic of the cosmos whenever they've been imbued into items like this by either myself or by the gods themselves. It just one of the natural ways, like the more you get to know that weapon or item, the more that it gets to know you, and so you become one type of a thing. But, I mean, we could probably hijack that and hack it and probably wake it up a little bit further, and I don't think I would destroy it in the process. Maybe it explode, but...
Great. Yeah, if you don't explode, that'd be great.
That would be so great.
I mean, that would take a lot of time, though. I've never quite done something like that, so...
One day. We got one day with this one, too, but I need...
Then you're going to have to put this one away if we're doing that in one day. I'm going to need, probably a week for something like that, at least.
Okay. In one day, what could you do?
I mean, I could probably do the crossbow thing, especially if I have a lot of consumables, like if I can...
We've got a lot of
consumables.
consumables.
Gold. Okay,
yep,
sounds
yep.
good.
If you can eat a lot of gold?
Well, I mean, every time I craft, it gets used and, melted and, smelted.
It's a wizard.
And,
it's a wizard thing, Chozo.
Okay. People eating metal to do magics, this is crazy.
Have you ever had have you ever had... I just got that.
I saw it coming a mile away.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny.
No, I mean, I could absolutely do that one. And then
Could we get the trident colored a different color than this ostentatious ski green and gold?
He just sort of snaps
maybe
his
black
fingers.
and red. I don't know.
And it sparks a little bit, and as he sparks, on the fourth try hit, he goes, there we go. And he sort of just kind of waving his finger in the air and just at MS Paint, sort of starts filling in some of the colors. You make kind of like this.
This is why I didn't go to college. Yeah, this is great. Thank you. He's holding it and turning it for him, as he's getting every part. He's like,
Some of your finger gets a little bit colored and goes, oh, sorry about that. And he licks his thumb and he wipes it off of your fingers. And you're like, yeah. And so the second priority that you're looking for, Buster, he could probably do two big things.
no, that's fine. Honestly, he just needs something. He wants to give the crossbow and the trident to Max and Ignis before their next big adventure.
All right. So we'll see. Yeah, for the crossbow, I'm still unclear what upgrade he's doing on the crossbow.
I mean, we could leave that to between sessions if you want, between you and Jacob. I don't want to get too in the weeds of. I realize I'm kind of hijacking your guys' magic items. I don't want to do that if there's stuff you want to them.
Let's hammer it out right now so that
I think what would be cool, personally, would be to have something that can hold multiple types of bolts, and you can basically switch it into this kind of bolt, switch it into that kind of bolt. What I like about the hand crossbow is that it replenishes its own ammunition rather than you having to load it. So if there's a way to do those two things, I think that would be rad.
So different types of bolts,
magically loaded.
And this first time, probably just upgrading it to be able to shoot magical bolts versus regular bolts.
Okay.
It's probably the one-day thing that we can do.
Being a crossbow expert, it takes no actions to load my crossbow.
So let's focus on making it the possibility of doing magic damage, basically.
Sweet.
And switching between arcane and non-arcane bolts. And then the arcane bolts will probably have a limited charge with just the one day. And then we can go from there.
Rock and roll.
Okay. Sounds good.
Am I good to leave? Are we good to get out of here? Sorry, I just don't
Yeah, just have a
dimensional
sludge
space.
bring in the gold and or the loot, and we'll get started, and it should be good. We should be good.
Do you think he's gonna? And as Chozo and Buster are walking away, if Chozo's walking with Buster out, he'll kind of say to him quietly, "Do you think he's gonna blow the ship up?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate wizards.
Don't we all?
As you walk out and order Sludge to go in, a bit nervous, a bit hesitant, and yet following orders, starts rushing things back in and out, politely and respectfully getting the crossbow from Max so it can be worked on appropriately.
I put down my crossbow for 2 seconds and now I can't find it anywhere.
I take up responsibility and I can't find where I place my head at.
Gosh, I pick up a piece of paper and now my weapon's gone.
After, I'll need people to either mark 1 loot or 1,000 gold off of the party funds for this particular upgrade.
Currently, we have 4 loot or 3,000 gold pieces.
Oh, what about that 1,000 gold that I brought with me from the Fey Realm?
Oh, my gosh.
That's right.
Definitely,
You
absolutely,
do-
100%.
You do actually, starting a level character, yeah, you do. I think we did determine that, did we, Ned?
Well, we did not, but I'm cool with going with
We
that.
did not.
I mean,
Well, no.
Yeah, we did. We totally did. Yeah.
Buster
Ned,
was
I
planning
remember
on
that
this.
conversation too.
Buster was just planning on pulling from our coffers for this.
Yeah, I'll just take off on loot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thomas, I have communicated with Mickey also. Casting Magic Circle costs 100 gold worth of holy water or whatever. We just took it out of the loot.
Great. Thank you. I was going to consume the dye that you used, but I'm like, that seems a bit cheap to take something so precious to Max and have it be consumed based on the spell. So
We could say that as he was drawing the circle, he quickly doused it in
there you go.
holy water or something.
You just set 100 gold pieces around in the circle. That
One
quickly
at a
were
time.
eaten.
So like the quick action of crushing the heart's actually like 15 minutes. Like
It's leaking. It's leaking. It's dripping. It's
I'm almost
dripping.
done.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Just give me a second.
No, lovely. Thank you for chatting that. Yes, so I'll say narratively, this gets done within a 24-hour period, and just as the sun is starting to set, Max, you are given by Sludge. Here you go, Captain. From Spellpanning Pete.
I will nail you to the mast for taking this crossbow.
I was just following orders. I was told to
Not mine.
to show you the
Not mine.
switch, which will go between arcane and non-arcane bolts. I was told it was a free action to switch between bolts, whatever that is. And you have a limited use. You have 6 magical bolts before per day. And then by the next sunrise, I don't know why the sunrise is important. You get those 6 back. But your normal bolts work as well. So here you go.
What is your name?
My name's Danny, sir. Danny boy.
Danny boy. What is your rank on this ship?
Fetcher of items and assistant to Spellpanning Pete. Is that what you're looking for?
As Max like looks at his crossbow and like sees the new feature to it, he'll just look at Danny Boy and go,
As captain, I promote you to leader of the Fetchers.
Sir?
Now get out of my face before I shoot you.
He's going to roll something as he's slowly walking away. Some people do call me Sludge on the deck. Just you're aware. But thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll take this with honor. And he runs off.
There goes the fetchinest fetcher on this ship.
Maybe I should have shot him. I don't know.
He immediately goes over to Fitch and is like, I'm in charge of you now.
And Wesley, dang.
but then anytime it gets back to Max, like, hey, did you promote him?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
Oh, he's gonna make him a liar.
to me.
Max appreciates the gesture to it. He is very protective of his weapon as a monster slayer. To not have his primary weapon to do that, he was very nervous about it.
Can everybody roll me a d6, please?
Sure.
D6.
I did physical dice just now. What am I doing?
All right, Max.
5.
Ignis.
2.
Buster.
3.
And Chozo.
3.
Great. After the 3 days, Buster, you start feeling like you are near. And you start like, it's a little grotesque and it's a little weird, but you feel like the bone giving off really like distinct pings. And you start making the way really close to what you feel to be the Brian Banshee. As you're getting closer, you're feeling more confident and more confident, like not only your mind, but like you're like, yeah, this actually is looking a bit familiar. This is making more sense. Yeah, okay. I think I do recall this. And so you inform the captain, the captain's council, Chozo. You just kind of like key the rest of the crew in that you are getting close to the location, to the desired location. Chozo, you are on watch, of course. Yes.
Of course.
Let's have you roll a perception check then.
Ooh, baby, let's
Would
give
it be-
that a try.
Would it be too much if I tried to have an RP moment with Ignis really quick before the stuff went
Sure.
haywire?
Yep.
Could,
Why do you think things are going to go haywire?
just a gut
what do
feeling.
you-
Real quick, Chozo, what's your dice roll? And then we'll go to Buster here.
16.
16. Thank you. I'll mark that. Buster.
So when Ignis goes to like the meal hall or whatever the next time for like their typical quiet eating next to each other, she finds a note that says like meet me in the captain's quarters from Buster.
She will fully eat her lunch and then go up to the captain's quarters.
So yeah, when you get in there, Buster is reading the ballots on the wall. And he doesn't even turn; he just hears the door and knows that it's probably you. Have you read these yet?
No, but it looks like you have.
Look at this.
Ignis will come and stand next to him.
I don't even know who this is. Freud?
Looks like it.
That's someone on our ship. I couldn't tell you which person's name that is, but look at the way he talks about it. He said he couldn't feel anything but bliss. Doesn't read like that. Yours is over here.
Which, Ignis, as you noticed the long descriptive text of Buster, some very factual, some... It's hard to believe some of the words were written without emotion, to be honest. You've never looked at yours, Ignis. Mm-hmm. And as you look over, there's just as much about you as there is about Buster.
I didn't know you did this, he says. He points at one of the lines.
As she'll reach out and brush her hand along her paper and then onto the next and onto the next as far as she can reach comfortably. And as she reads the names of the people that she's touching and realize all of the many, many lines that are written, that he cared so much about all of these people. As she runs her hands along the paper, she'll say, "You said all he could feel is bliss. But this isn't bliss. Buster, is this love?" And she turns and looks at Buster. "You said you love the captain. And clearly the captain felt something. This isn't just bliss. Is this what the mortals call love?"
Maybe. Maybe. I know that it's real. You know, it's not made up. It didn't do it to perform for anybody. He could have. I hate trying to describe what this stuff is because I feel like it's too hard to describe sometimes. But he cared about you. And he keeps pointing at like the ballad. He's like, I didn't realize how much you cared about him. Every time. Look at this. I've counted it, I think 5 or 6 times we were in danger. You immediately went to protecting him, and anytime he was in danger, you would jump to make sure he was okay. I didn't realize you had maternal instinct. He kind of looks at her like kind of shocked a little bit. He's like, I thought you had a serious issue with the kid. Like, you kind of hated him. Sometimes I was worried for the two of you to be alone.
You see an uncharacteristically confused look on her face as she looks from Buster and then back to the ballad. He is my captain. That's
Come on,
not...
it's the two of us. Iggy, look. You've got way more agency than that. You do what you want. You kill him if you want. Kill me if you want. You're here. You care about being here. You cared about him. It's beautiful. Like, the way he said it. Look, I don't want to belabor the point. And he's going to, like, walk over to kind of just beside the captain's, like, the desk and pick up the trident. He goes, he gave you this. I made it cooler with magic, but it was from him. He wanted you to have it.
Ignis, as you look, you can see the colors of black and red, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Of almost like swirling and melding together. You still see a few vestiges of coral etched into parts of the trident as the black takes most of the trident, actual trident, but the points a brilliantly crimson, beautifully mixed red, highlighting these points with the shaft a swirling red down as well.
Ignis is still at the wall of papers, and she'll look over her shoulder at the gift in his hand and then look back to the ballads. There's something, you can sense that there's something in her mind as she's staring at this wall, finally in this moment being forced to stare at this wall and to confront what this means and what it means for Ataraxia and the crew, because she's been avoiding it. So to have it be here in her face, you can tell that there's something that she's trying to process or something that she can't quite put her finger on as she's looking at this wall. All of those walls and anger and frustration and all of those defense mechanisms she usually has up are completely crumbled. And you just see her seriously considering or seriously struggling as she's looking at this wall to understand something that she can't quite put her finger on.
Would you like to know one of the things that Ataraxia wrote down on Ignis's sheet?
Yes!
Ooh, yes and yes.
You read and it says, Ignis is probably the most devoted person I've ever met. She loves Rolterra so much, but I'm super excited to see what she does when she starts giving herself credit for her own strength.
Ned, first off, inspiration for that.
She'll run her fingers along that line and she'll ask again to Buster, why do you feel love? Why do mortals feel this way? Look at the way he talks here, and here, and here, and he points at several places that he specifically uses that word. And she'll just, almost frustrated, look at Buster. Why is it so important to you? Why do mortals feel love, and why do I feel it? Why do I feel like this?
I think you're worth it. I think you're worth... We feel love because we're worth being loved. There's this piece of us, we need each other.
Would you like to know something that Ataraxia wrote down about Buster?
Yes?
No.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I'll leave it up to Josh.
As he's like, because she's asking this question that he honestly is struggling to answer himself. Like, and maybe like as he's trying to like stumble through his response, he maybe does like unwittingly walk over to his ballad.
And the section that your eyes land on, I'm super grateful that Buster told me about what happened with Anne-Marie. I think it makes it hard for him to tell people that he cares about them, but I know he does. Hopefully one day he'll be able to say it.
He looks over at Ignis after reading that and he's like, I love you too. I care about you too, Ignis. you're worth caring about.
Ignis squeezes her eyes shut, and you can see so clearly on her face as her eyes squeeze tightly shut that tears that squeeze out from her eyes and start running down her face. Hearing those words.
This is the weirdest thing because it's just not a Buster move. But he's gonna walk over and not like a hug, like a friend, like kind of an embrace almost, like he's like a hold her kind of thing. You just kind of like pull her in maybe to like a hug if she doesn't fight him.
Oh, not at all.
But it also feels really right to him, like to like support her in this way.
As his arms encircle around Ignis, she hesitates for just a moment. And then her arms encircle Buster's shoulders. And as she presses him to her, she'll lay her head sideways on his hat, like between his two bunny ears, and just let her tears slip down and drip onto his straw hat. She's not weeping, but clearly so visibly upset and so opposite of what you've ever seen from her.
And I don't think Buster has a lot of words, but I do think if he says something in that moment, he's just gonna say like, maybe we don't need to know why.
She just whispers, "Is this what it's supposed to feel like? To care?"
This is not Buster's thing to say this definitively, but he goes, yeah, this is what it's supposed to feel like. And he hugs her a little tighter, and then kind of like releases if she's done hugging. He's not gonna. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like Disney World. Like he's not gonna let go till the kid lets go.
Yeah. As he squeezes, she'll lean into that as well and squeeze, so that when that squeeze is released, both of them release away from each other. And she'll wipe her eyes on the back of her new bracers that she stole from Spellpan Pete that she paid for. We're gonna save him, Buster.
But then after the hug, Buster reaches back over, grabs the trident. He says, then we should use every tool we've got.
And this time without hesitancy, she will take it in her hands. And as she looks at it, we have to save him, Buster.
We will. That as they walk towards the door, Buster will go, did you eat your whole meal without me? You ate the whole food, didn't you, before you
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you... I thought maybe you were...
okay.
Because you already left.
Nah.
Oh, we can go if you...
No.
If you,
You already ate.
I did, but I could sit...
Interrupting this conversation. And out of the night sky that is quickly forming from the horizon with the setting sun, there is just this unnatural stillness, Chozo, that you feel upon the waters. You can't put your finger on it as to why it feels unnatural.
Could I put my finger on it if I was maybe a little luckier with my perception roll?
It's a possibility.
Well, I'm going to spend a luck point. Nope, that's bad. We'll stick with the first one, I suppose.
All right, sounds good. And as you are looking and gazing out into the ocean, it's something is tickling the back of your feathers, and like they're standing up on end, but you can't put your finger on it. Jump to Max real quick.
Max is actually going to be climbing up to the crow's nest to stand with Chozo kind of during this moment. Because I think we've all kind of had the timeline in our mind of like when we're going to get close. And so Max is going to kind of climb up to the crow's nest, and as he's kind of going through this, kind of stand next to him. And he's just going to stand there, and as he's kind of seeing Chozo kind of have this air about him that he's looking and he's sensing, at least like he can tell he's detecting something.
Chozo, we haven't really known you very long. We kind of adopted you into the crew pretty quickly.
Quicker than anybody else has.
Dangerously quickly, I'd say. As acting captain, I need to know, can we trust you to help us find our friend?
I believe so.
Do you have any ulterior motives or agendas in doing this, besides getting yourself home in the process too?
I kind of get down off my tippy talons and look him directly in the eyes and say,
To be honest, there is perhaps some ulterior motive. I would ask you, do you enjoy being in this crew? You feel it is a good place for you, good people to work with?
I think it is the best place for me in this moment.
You see, Captain, I am a difficult person for most people to feel comfortable around.
and I just kind of spread my wings, gesturing to everything about myself.
I spend most of my time working alone, not necessarily by choice, but by necessity. You have an odd crew, the sort of crew that it seems might be the sort of crew I would wish to stay with for more than just necessity. I have yet to see if that is the case, but I like what I see so far.
Do you really think we have a chance of finding that kid?
It seems unlikely from the outside, but once you make it into the first world, it is a remarkable place. You know why they call it the first world. It is the first draft, as it were, when the gods were creating Galarian. They tested some stuff out and realized it was a bit too chaotic, perhaps, and created this world as the more final version. But when you tap into that raw, primal magic, it makes things happen in ways that you would not expect. I believe we will find him.
Then I will say officially, welcome to the crew.
Many thanks, Captain.
Mist suddenly envelops the satyr song from the ocean floor all the way up to the crow's nest within a matter of 10 seconds. There is a silence where you cannot even hear the lapping water against the hull of the ship. The voices that were speaking on deck have gone silent, as everyone who was speaking now is in hushed tones of, what's going on? Is this part of the... Do you think the council did this? Did you do this? Sandora, did you? No, I didn't do anything like this nature. Just silence. And from the mist, you hear softly at first, but a distant noise that grows. And the longer you all listen to it, the more clear it becomes. As a cacophony of voices all start to yell and scream in your direction as they build upon one another, the voices sounding normal before getting distorted. And the mist off the port side parts rather rapidly as you see, not 100 feet from your ship off the port side, a ship with sails that wave in an unnatural wind, with a mounted skull on the front with its jaw hanging open as if it were eternally screaming, with boards missing from the side and near the water, which should let water in. But the biggest, most defining feature of this ship would have to be the entirety of it glowing a spectral white mist.
Seeing this coming towards us, I look over at Max and I say,
Well, you have a magic bow now. Are you ready to kill some ghosts?
Max will push the button and just shout, "To arms! Battle stations!"
As everyone scatters to and from the resounding feature of this spectral ghost ship, a name that is emblazoned on the side in fiery red. The Brine Banshee. And that is where we're going to end this episode of I Cast Fireball. Well, players, thank you for joining us on this week's adventure. Listeners, thank you for joining us as we have seemingly found the Brine Banshee not upon the depths of the ocean. This spectral ship, this ghost ship, if you will. We'll have to see what happens on the next episode of I Cast Fireball. If you want to reach out to us or support us in what you're doing, you can do so by leaving a comment on the podcatcher of your choice. A 5-star review lets us know that you like what we're doing, and it recommends us into other people's feeds so they too can join in on the adventure. You can shoot us an email at icastfireball2020@gmail.com so we can shout you out. We have another person to shout out today. This is Vienne. Vienne shot us an email, and this one said, "Hi, everyone. They're in Season 1 of Tyranny of Dragons in the Neverwinter arc. The Lottie's Place episode reminded them of a one-shot that ran for them and their sister." It's serendipitous that Josh here is for this shout-out as well, as he joined us for that one-shot, not that arc. They go on to talk about their adventure, about how they run a one-shot, and how basically gambling in D&D seems to always devolve into one or two people gambling all of their gold away. And I think that's just true of life, Vian, that one or two people of a friend group seem to want or can't help but gamble all of their money away.
The house always
something
wins.
Similar to happen. House always wins. Don't forget that. But maybe if you blow your DM, the house will still win. But Vian, thanks for shooting us an email. And in 2 years, when you listen to this, here's your shout out. We also want to shout out Corbin, who shot us an email as well. They're just writing to say how much they love ICF as well as Improv Tabletop and the Titans of Altera. Although they've not had a chance to go back and re-listen to Season 1 of ICF, they're loving Season 2, and they love this little family of podcasts that we've been able to sort of carve out into the podcasting space. But here's a question to Josh. Josh, will there ever be more Titans? Or can we call that a completed series? I'm going to say that again.
Sorry.
Will there ever be more Titans? Or can we call that a completed series? They just wanted to say, your friends and fellow wacky adventurer, Corbin. Corbin, thanks for reaching out to us with your email.
There are more episodes coming, but essentially we are done really recording episodes. But there are 3 more in the bank that will release at some point. But please go follow, support other shows like this one, like Imp Tab. And the other awesome stuff that's happening more regularly and consistently. And thank you for enjoying Titans, sincerely. It means so much to me that people love that show. And honestly, everyone's so gracious with the fact that it didn't end the way that I think most would hope. But yeah.
You left it on roll initiative.
I know.
For over a year.
Oh, yeah. Listen, if that isn't like the most like viscerally, if that isn't the most viscerally real D&D experience for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
If people haven't had a home game die like that, it happens. So, but there are wonderful shows out there that are continuing to make good work and do it regularly. And the next time I start a show for that that channel, it will not go that way. So in the future, so lessons were learned.
Speaking of other shows, we're going to shout our own show again because we have started, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, another campaign on our YouTube channel. This is a Stormlight Archive / Cosmere TTRPG actual play where we go through a Stormlight adventure called Stonewalkers. We already have a comment on our YouTube channel from there. One of them now, since this is a visual podcast, the comment being, quote, "Well, now I feel lied to. Thomas does not look like a geeky man in the corner," from Ten Low Soul. Inspiration to you for not assuming me to be a geeky man in the corner by looks. Thanks for that so much. Go give that a listen to as well. See if it's your cup of tea. We are just tickled to be playing in the Stormlight world of Roshar.
Yeah, I guess I suppose that your desk is in the center of
true.
your wall, not the corner.
Not the corner.
Maybe a nerdy man in the corner. Spoiler alert, I don't look like an elf, okay? Or a dragonborn, okay? Letting everybody know that.
We're also, well, of course, we're going to shout out our sister podcast, Improv Tabletop, and shout out Titans, as we've talked about it already. Go give them a chance and go give them a listen to all their unique and fun campaigns, and don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater. I was waiting for Ataraxia Kalian.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.